Okay. Number 4 says, Julia has 2/3 a cart of orange juice. Oh, oops, my bad. There you go. She will fill each glass with 5/16 quart of juice. How many glasses can she fill? So in this question, the number that we're dividing is going to be 2/3 because that's how much orange juice Julia has. And she's going to fill up glasses with 5/16 quart of juice. So we're going to be dividing the quart of juice by how much she's going to fill each glass. So it's going to be divided by 5/16. So now I'm going to solve it. So remember, 2/3 is going to stay the same. I'm going to change my division to multiplication. And I'm going to find the reciprocal of 5/16. So that means I'm just going to flip the fraction. And this becomes 16/5. Once I've done that, I can multiply. 16 times 2 is 32, and 3 times 5 is 15. Now, I'm not 100% sure if 32 and 15 have a number in common, so on the side, I'm actually going to set up a factor table and write all the facts of 32 and 15 just so I can know for sure if they have any facts in common. So I have 1 and 32, 8 and 4, 2 and 16. And then for 15, I have 1 and 15, 3 and 5. So 32 and 15, they do not share a factor in common. So I don't have to worry about simplifying, but I do have to make that a mixed number. I cannot leave it as an improper fraction. So on the side, I'm going to divide 32 by 15 to get an improper fraction. Well, I know that 15 times 2 is 30. So 15 can go into 32 2 times. Like I just said, 2 times 15 is 30. I subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 3 minus 3 is 0. Using my quotient, my divisor, and my remainder, I'm going to create my mixed number. So remember, the number at the top, or your quotient, is always going to be your whole number. So we have 2. Our divisor is always going to be our denominator. And then our remainder is always going to be our numerator. So our answer is 2 and 2/15. So that's how many glasses Julia can fill. All right, number 5 says, how much trail mix will each person get if 8 people share 1/4 pound of trail mix equally? So this one's a little different because we have a whole number. Now, whenever we have problems that deal with people, we are not going to put our whole number when we're dealing with people as our first number, because that we're saying that we're dividing the people to give to the trail mix. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. So we are dividing the trail mix by the number of people. So remember that. If you ever have to deal with people in a word problem, you're never going to divide people. We're not cutting people in fourths to give to trail mix. So think about that. So our problem is going to be 1/4 divided by 8. Now on Thursday, we learned that if you have a whole number, to make it a fraction, all you have to do is put a 1 underneath it. So every single time you have a whole number, you just put a 1 underneath it to make it a fraction. So now I can go ahead and solve. 1/4 stays the same. my division becomes multiplication. And then I find the reciprocal of 8 over 1, which becomes 1/8. And then I just multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 8 is 32. So our answer is 1 in 32 pounds, or 1 in 32 pounds of trail mix. All right, last one. Number 6 says a potter has 12 pounds of clay. He uses 3/8 pound of clay for each bowl he makes. How many bowls can the potter make? So in this word problem, we will be dividing our whole number. We're dividing the pounds of clay by how much he's gonna make, or how much he's gonna use to make a bowl, okay? So our problem is gonna be 12 divided by 3/8. So again, we're dividing the pound of clay, the amount of clay we have, by the amount that he's gonna use to make each bowl. So just like how we did at the top, if you have a whole number, all you have to do is just put a 1 underneath it. So now, I'm gonna solve. 12 over 1 stays the same. Even though it's an improper fraction, it's gonna stay the same. I change that division to multiplication and find the reciprocal of 3/8, which is 8/3 or 8 over 3. And then I multiply straight across. 12 times 8 is 96, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now, I do not know the math facts of 96, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna just go ahead and divide and see what my mixed number would be. So I'm gonna do 96 divided by 3. 3 can go into 9 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I subtract, get 0. Bring down the 6. 3 can go into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. I subtract and get 0. So for this problem, our answer would be 32 and 0/3, or just 32. So both of these would be the right answer. But the reason why it's just 32 is because, you can't really see it that well, but down here when I subtracted 6 minus 6 and I got 0, that means that there's not a remainder. So if there's not a remainder down here, then your answer is just the quotient at the top. And that's just your whole number. You don't have to worry about putting the 0/3, you can, but both of these answers are correct. But if you have a multiple choice, this is gonna be the answer that you see. So for number 6, our answer is 32 bowls. So now, like I said earlier, what you're gonna do is you're going to do your Monday's independent practice, and it's just word problems. Some of them like this, some of them a little bit different. It's just for practice, so if you don't get a good score on it, don't freak out. It's just for you to practice it, okay? If you have any questions, let me know.